Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tommy Zamp and I play guitar and get the lead out. We are a Led Zeppelin tribute and we tour all over the country. We do around 130 shows a year. And if Led Zeppelin's your thing, then I formally invite you to come check out a show. There's a link in the description and I'll take you to all of our tour dates. And if you do come out to a show, please stick around afterwards, come up to the stage and say hi. We all come out. I love meeting you guys, seeing everyone out in the wild. And if you do, make sure you hit me up on Instagram, let me know you're coming out. Give me a heads up. So 2025 was a great year for this channel and I'm really looking forward to 2026. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. You have elevated this channel to something I could never have imagined. So I'm very grateful. And if you're into guitar, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, life on the road, hit that like and subscribe because that's what we talk about here. Everything guitar related. It's all in one channel. All right, so in today's video, guys, I wanted to go over what is and what should never be. Everything will be timestamped on the bottom, so you can jump to the certain sections you need to be working on. So I'm using my SG today, guys, and it's going directly into my Apollo, into Luna, and on the track, I'm using Universal Audio's Paradise Guitar Studio. Now, I talked about this in this video last week. You can see it right here. This plugin is great. If you're interested in checking it out, I highly recommend it. This is not sponsored by Universal Audio or anything. They don't even know who I am, let's be honest. I'm just a big fan. I think it sounds great. It's easy to use. And here's some of the sounds that I'm getting out of it. Like a real amplifier, it reacts dynamically. So for the quiet part in this song, this is the tone. All right, and then when you switch pickups, this is the crunchy section. The song has 4 sections. It has a verse, chorus, a guitar solo, and an outro. So what we're going to do is I'm going to break them all out into parts. I'm not going to go over the guitar solo in this video. I'm going to do that in a later video, a little more slide-oriented stuff. But the opening track, or the opening of the song, starts off with an A13 chord. So you're going to take your open A string and your open E string, and you're going to strum straight down, 5th fret, 6th fret, and 7th fret, right? That's the first chord. Now you can play it with your index finger and middle finger, ring finger like this. My pinky works best for me. Again, I've said this numerous times in all of my videos. Do what's best for you. Play it how it's the most comfortable for you. You'll get the most enjoyment out of it. And this is supposed to be fun, okay? So you're going to strum 8th notes. And by that, it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and straight down. Then you're going to go to an E7, E9 chord, and you're going to do this little, you're basically doing this pickup off the G sharp. And I'll show you. Second chord goes like this. All right, so you're going to take your middle finger on the 7th fret, E note, index finger on the 6th fret, 6th fret, 4th string, and then your ring finger bar straight down on the 7th fret. G, B, and E string, okay? So that's the move. I use my pinky to hit that note right there. So from the A13, back. And you can kind of build that up a little bit at the end. Try to work on your dynamics, you know what I mean? Now, the first time he plays it is different than the second, third, and fourth. So I'm going to show you how you do this same part, but during the second verse, okay? So this, or the A13 chord, is always the same, just 8th notes. So what changes is when he goes to the E. So the first time, it's just straight. There's no pickups or anything. Back to your A. Now the second time he goes to the E during the second verse, if you're counting it out, 1 and 2 and 3 and right? So on the 3, he plays the high E string open. So it goes like this. Follow the high E string and then followed by the B string. So it goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and... All right, so if you listen to it, it's a lot of saturation in the verb and whatnot, but you can hear a difference. So the first time, it's going... Here's the second one. I messed that up. See, it's okay to make mistakes. So do it again. The third time is straight again. All right, so really only have to worry if you're trying to get it note for note, there's just a little E to B string on the second E chord during the second verse, okay? So let's just do that section one more time, just that part. We're gonna go from the A to the E. One more. All right, and like I said, you can build that up. Now, just play them straight until you can get the transition from the A to the E. Smooth. Then start adding in. You know what I mean? Start adding in the little sprinkles of paginess, okay? All right, so let's get to the chorus part now. I'm gonna play it and then we're gonna talk about it. It goes like this. So it starts on the open A string and your ring finger on the 7th fret. That's it. And you're going to pull off to that G note on the 5th fret 4th string. All right, that's the move. From there, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to pull off to the open D string. Your index finger can stay right there. All right, so put those two back to back. One more time. And add a little palm muting. I've talked about that before. Rest the right side of your right palm right on the bridge, just so it gets a little bit of a palm mute. Then you're going to move down to the 4th fret, which is your F sharp note. Still have the open A, and same pattern. You're going to pull it off to its open D string. So do those 3 together. One more time. What comes after that, you're going to basically, on the 4th string, put your ring finger. Your index finger is going to go on the A note, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then hold the D note down with your middle finger. Right? And then play an A. So I do it with my pinky. It's easier for me that way, but here's another look at it. So think of a B minor 7 shape, but you're only playing from the 4th string down. And then to an A. Those parts together. All right, there's those 2 pickup notes on that A string too. So all together, we'll do it again. Take it slow. We'll do it even slower. Okay, so one more time at full speed, then we're going to go to the second part of it. play a B chord. All right, so I always use my index finger on that B note. That's going to be the root. My pinky is going to go across the 4th fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And I use it like that on purpose, and you'll see why in a second. Now you're just going to play 4 times. And now you're going to alternate between the open A string and these same 4 notes, these same 3 notes on the 4th fret. So do it one more time, just like that. Now, with your ring finger, hold down that G sharp and do the same move. All right? Do the whole B section together. All right? One more time, why not? Now, let's do it all together up to that point. All right, that move, you're playing an E to a B to an F sharp. All right, so those are the chords. Now, if you listen to it the first time, there's an open A string in between the B going into the F sharp. So it sounds like this. Did you hear that? It's real quick. And it just sounds like he was just changing chords. I don't think he did it on purpose. And maybe he did, I have no idea. But to me, it sounds like he was just going from a B chord, lifted his finger off the fretboard, and this note just rang out. To an A, to an E. All right, so do those chords one more time from the B section. 2, 3, 4. Go to an A. Now you're going to take your G, a slight bend to the E. So F sharp, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, etc. All right, do it one more time. All right, that's such a cool part, right? And you can see how the dynamics, he pulls it back because now it's leading back in to this. I mean, Jimmy Page was a master, man. Let's just for fun play the whole chorus one more time leading into the next verse, all right? Now, repeat the verse. All right, so there are a few little subtleties that vary in each time he plays it. When he does the B section, on the second and third time. So during the second chorus, and then the chorus over the guitar solo. So he's actually playing eighth notes over that part. It goes like this. That's the only difference. It's the same chords, the same shapes, but he's playing it differently with his right hand. So and from there out, it's all the same. And I'm gonna let you listen to the third verse and third chorus, and the which is over the guitar solo, and see if you can point out how he plays it, and listen to it and see if you notice the similarities and differences. It's a great way to train your ear to listen to the part, even though it's the same section. He plays it differently. And Page, like, I don't think he ever played the same thing twice, which makes it like it's always fun. There's always things to listen to and always things that jump out at you. I've listened to these songs hundreds and hundreds of times, and I still hear new things, depending on what system I'm listening to, in my car, here in my studio, etc. So I'm going to leave that up to you, but it's a good tool to start training your ear to listen to the differences, the subtle differences on how he plays the same part in different sections. Okay, so I know that the way how it goes in the rest of the song, so I don't want to give away all the secrets. So it's good. It'll be a good little homework for you, if you will. Like I said, I'm going to do the guitar solo in another video, but the outro is this really cool section where, like, the guitar happens on the right side of the speaker, then it happens on the left, and it pans back and forth. And it's a really easy section to play. And what you're going to do is you're going to have your index finger on the 9th fret, and you're going to hammer on the 5th string to the 11th. So 9 to 11, right? But you're also going to play the 4th and 3rd string on the 9th fret. So like this. That's it. That's the first one. Now the second one, the second hit, is the same move. Just move everything down one string. And now move down 2 frets to the 7th and 9th fret. And now play an E. That's the move. So the first one goes like this. Second hit. Third hit. Fourth hit. E. Now there's muting and there's palm muting, or not palm muting, but there's just muting of the strings in between those hits too. And again, that varies every time. It's more of a feel, so it's got a... That's something you can play with. You can hang on that. You can add more in. You can work on your timing and try and get maybe some 16th note chugs in between there. You know, work your wrist to it. And if you're playing along with the record, that'll help you keep time. But fun little tricks to do on your own. You know what I mean? So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much. I do hope this helps, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun playing What Is and What Should Never Be from Led Zeppelin. If you do have any comments or questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to you. I try and get back to everybody. Again, thank you to everyone who's subscribed, to all the members. All the shout outs are in the description box below. And I've got some member-only videos in store coming up for you. Maybe some impromptu stuff. Again, I did one at the Paramount, so I'll try and get another one out there soon. And yeah, thanks, guys. Again, I'll see you all in the next video. But until then, you know what I say. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. I'll see you all in the next video.